I've had a lot of 12-year-old kids say to me that they have read Joy Luck Club, and I think, wow, I'm really amazed. Were those stories, did you like those stories? Were they too scary for you? Did you understand them? Were the feelings the right feelings? And I'm surprised it's for so many of those kids, they were the right stories. And it reminds me that you have to give kids the benefit of the doubt that they are smart enough to pick the stories for themselves, and that at times they are ready for those stories. We can't feed them what we think they should or should not be reading. There's a certain amount of guidance that we can provide, but kids will pick up stories and say, this is a story about a 9-year-old, Jane Eyre, for example. That's a story that we read as adults, but a 9-year-old child with the right reading skills can find that enormously satisfying. When they reach a certain age, 9 to 12, suddenly the world is opening and they're becoming different. And not everybody understands what they're going through, or so they think. And they find the companion of their life in a book, somebody who's going through the exact same thing. It may be they went through that life 200 or 300 years ago, or in a mythical land in China, but it's the same. There you have somebody who is speaking to you. One of the things I love also is to think about what kids go through, what their world is like, that you can change through cartoons. Maybe you can't always change things in real life, but you can change them and imagine then in a cartoon, in a pretend world, what would happen if you had a world where all you had were rules? And then what would happen if you had a world in which you could change those rules overnight, magically? So that's part of Sagwa too, is to look at what if. What if we had a world that was like this? What if animals could tell us certain secrets in life? What would we learn from that? How would that make us better human beings if we understood more what everybody was feeling? I see the stories, some of the stories come through in my family. We have family reunions on a regular basis. We had one yesterday, what we call a pot sticker party, and we um, make these Chinese dumplings that my mother used to make. And that's our way of saying we miss my mother because no one in the world could make pot stickers the way she could. So we're all around there making these pot stickers and talking about stories. We talk about stories about her. My niece was there, my nieces, both of them. And in fact, when I wrote the story of Sagwa, I read the story to them to make sure they found it interesting, that they could, I'd say, well, what's going to happen next? And they could make guesses. And then I knew that they could follow the story. They're a little bit older now, and one of the nieces, she's now 10 years old, and she said she felt very sad because she couldn't remember her grandmother, her Habu. She remembered only that her grandmother gave her cookies. And I said, well, that's something very special to be able to remember that your grandmother gave you cookies, because it wasn't just a cookie. A cookie is an expression of love, of saying, I love you. And they were probably very special cookies. Maybe she saved the cookies for you. So we talked about that a lot. But she also thought it was important that she be able to hear other people's memories, those who could remember who her grandmother had been, and she would listen and remember those. So to me, that's a story about a girl who's older, who's 10 years old, who can't remember something but wants to have a memory. Right there, the stories are everywhere. I mean, they're because really they are just life, ordinary life all around you.